Did you know the United States actually produced paper money that was specific for states around the US? Not only that, these banknotes were produced for individual banks in specific states. In this video, we're going over Washington national banknotes, what they're worth, how much they're selling for online. Now let's just go ahead and start off with this first $20 bill. Now, if you didn't know already, these national banknotes come with a brown seal and serial numbers, making them pretty unique. Now, these were first issued in 1929 when it comes to this small size bills. This one is from the Bellingham National Bank of Bellingham, Washington. This is from the charter number 7474, which you can see on either side of the bill in black bold ink. The charter number is specifically tied to this bank, and depending on how many were made for this bank can have an influence on the value. Also, it's really cool if, for example, born in this specific town and you're able to get one of these banknotes in hand. That's a super cool way to collect, in my opinion. This $20 bill sold for $264. Here's a $10 bill from the Columbia National Bank of Dayton, Washington. With the charter number 2772, the banknote was graded by PMG at a very fine 35. That means that this banknote went out into circulation. It was in people's pocket change or wallets or purses. And this one was able to sell for $552. Now here's a bill that sold for $660. It is from the First National Bank of Seattle, Washington. That's definitely a place that we're all aware of. This one got graded by PCGS at a 65 PPQ. 65 means that there is not a single fold on this bill whatsoever. Do remember that 70 is the highest achievable grade you can get on a banknote, so this one's only 5 points away. And also, this is what we call a Type 2 national banknote. Now, the way you can tell if you have a Type 2 is a couple ways. First of all, you're going to have an additional charter number that is in brown ink. Another way to tell is that at the end of the serial number, there is no letter. It's just blank. This banknote sold for $660. Here we have a $20 bill from the First National Bank in Port Angeles, Washington. This banknote got graded by PMG at a very fine 25 with the charter number 6074, and it sold for $900. $1,500. This is from the Northwestern National Bank of Bellingham, Washington. This is a Type 2 $10 bill graded by PMG at an extremely fine 40. Now, one thing that you may notice on this bill is the bottom of the bill looks like it's a bit cut off. That's because it is, and a lot of the time, these national banknotes were actually cut by hand. So it's not uncommon to see some cutting errors on these bills. This banknote, once again, sold for $1,500. Here we have another one, same charter number, but it's in lower condition than the previous one, and it sold for $1,920. And it's pretty interesting because even though the condition's in lower grade, it's sold for more money. And I think the main reason is going to be because of the way it's centered. So if you look at the centering of the bill, it's in much better centered condition than the previous one that was miscut a bit. Pretty cool to think about a bill like this being worth $1,920. Speaking of condition, this one is not in the best condition. This is from the First National Bank of Brewster, Washington. I do like that name. This is the charter number 9170. This is a Type 1 national banknote, and PMG graded this note at a choice fine 15. Very, very low grade. However, the value is $2,100. That's what it sold for. Now, just imagine for a moment that the condition was better on this bill. It would have sold for significantly more money. Once again, $2,100. $3,360 for this $20 bill from the First National Bank of Aberdeen, Washington. It was graded by PMG at a 66 EPQ with the charter number 11751. This is a very nice bill in a very good condition, and that is why it sold for $3,360. We do hope you enjoyed this video on Washington national banknotes. We will see you guys in the next one.